right, welcome Liquid Lunch. It's me, Hugh, and I've got Lalo here joining all of us as my co-host today. But she's sitting over there with our guest, Tara-Greene. And Tara, it's great to have you here. And we have a table filled with all this great stuff. Look at that stuff. Crystals and cards and so many things. And and you're an astrologer, right?
I'm an astrologer, a psychic, a tarot reader. I do numerology as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is going to be incredible.
I love all that mystical stuff.
And we're going to talk about 2016 and all the crazy things that are happening out there.
Well, crazy and good things that are happening out there. I think, we're seeing that in the news, like that whole thing about the Panama Papers, like all of the truth out stuff that's happening. It's because of the arrangement of the planets right now. So, for example, the planet Saturn, which represents karma, it represents reality, the fact that I'm talking to you in a physical body, we're in the third dimension, we're all ruled by Saturn. So Saturn is the god of reality. And in Sagittarius, it's all about truth, honesty, ethics, judgment. So while Saturn is in Sagittarius until 2017, we're going to see more and more of this honest, ethical. Sagittarius rules politics. So Bernie Sanders, the elder, Saturn rules elders. Bernie Sanders is Saturn in Sagittarius. Absolutely. If you know astrology and you understand what those symbols mean, it's like, wow, go Bernie, because you're just embodying that archetypal energy so much.
Wow, I would love to see that. I would love to see a year of truth and reconciliation, because that's what happens after the truth comes out is problems get to be solved.
Right.
Okay, so Tara, you're in Toronto. You're available to people through your website, which we'll talk about later.
Okay.
But I'm very interested in what is happening right now for people. So it's April 6th today.
Okay, so yes, what's really interesting is to start to follow where the moon is every day. Every 2.5 days approximately, the moon changes sign, and the moon is everybody's instinct, so it affects your psychic sense, it affects your mood, so it's how you're going to feel. And everybody feels the moon some way or other. So the moon entered Aries this morning, so it's archetypally a new beginning. Every month, the moon moves through every sign. So today, moon in Aries, brand new beginning. It's fire. If you want to understand astrology, really basically, you just have to understand 4 elements. So fire, considered to be masculine or active, okay? Passion. It's the warrior. And the moon met up with Venus this morning, so to me this is like the Amazon warrioresses. So women, if you're feeling very fiery, very passionate, very independent today.
It's a love warrior day?
It's a love warrior day, that's right, exactly. A love warrior day. And then the moon will try and make a nice triangular, like a pyramid aspect to Mars in Sagittarius. So again, while Mars is in Sagittarius, which it is right now, it's like fighting for truth, fighting for justice. So on all levels, this is coming out more and more in the public. People are waking up. This is really a wonderful, wonderful thing.
Excellent. So April is going to be a really good month.
Well, yes, and...
Except for the war.
No. The planet Mars, speaking of war, the planet Mars... See, he's right. The planet Mars, the warrior planet, is going to go retrograde. Now, I know most people know about Mercury retrograde, and retrograde means that a planet appears to move backwards from our vantage point.
Right.
Okay? So each planet does move retrograde for part of the year. For the outer planets, that's quite normal. But Mars only moves retrograde every 1.5 years. So this is a very important time. So whereas Mars represents energy, Mars is going to stop April 17th from Sagittarius, 8 degrees of Sagittarius, and move backwards into Scorpio, which is the sign it rules. Planets rule signs. So Mars and Pluto both rule Scorpio. So when Mars re-enters Scorpio, it's going to be a lot of going through all the deep psychological shadow shit, all that crap again.
Do you think that this might mean that there are opportunities for peace on the planet while Mars is taking a good look at itself and reassessing itself?
Yeah, I mean, if people are conscious enough, I know people go, oh, Scorpio, don't want to go there, but that's, if you want to get to the light, you have to go through the dark. You have to do your deep psychological work, and there's no way to deny it. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I think, yes, of course. I think, Mars is going to be temporarily in Scorpio and re-entering Sagittarius in August. So this is going to be a long, really from April until August, long period of time to kind of redo, revamp. So, energies are going to be pulled inward. It's an introspective time. The numerology of 2016 it also adds up to the number 9. So in the tarot, the number 9 is the Hermit, which is like the sign of Virgo. Right. So it's very much about being grounded, staying grounded, going inward, introspective. All the answers everybody needs is really deep inside themselves, in the body. Virgo is very intellectual, very analytical, very meticulous, very humble. It's like, forget those selfies, guys. It's about time to be humble.
Like our humble, benevolent CEO at that channel. Right.
Yeah,
He
humility.
He does all that stuff.
Yeah, everybody's just got to realize, they're here to serve the world.
Yeah.
We're here to serve each other.
Right.
We're all in this together.
Okay, and now, Tara, you serve, how many people do you serve on your website?
I don't know exactly. A lot. I have a YouTube channel. I have Facebook. I write for the Cosmic Intelligence Agency. I write on my blog every day. So a lot of people.
You're with the CIA?
Yeah, it's called the Cosmic Intelligence Agency.
I know.
Right. So she's
Yes,
with
but
the
it is
good
CIA.
CIA.
I'm Agent 129, actually.
Really?
I gave my secret again anyway.
I just want everybody to know that Tara helps a lot of people in Toronto.
I do help a lot of people. And I help people worldwide. So I have clients all over the world that I speak to all the time, and a lot of repeat clients. I've been doing this for 25 years now.
Wow, 25 years.
Yeah,
You don't
25
look old
years.
enough to be able to be doing
Thank
anything
you.
for 25 years.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so that was kind of April.
Yeah.
Mars is going retrograde. What was the Venus part?
That was just today.
That was today.
Nice little positive that we're here today. Nice little positive Venus. Good for women, energizing, new beginning.
Okay.
Now, the other thing that's going on this year is the planets are aligned in this, what they call a T-square.
Yeah.
So Saturn's in Sagittarius, the 9th. So I'm going, 9. I'm looking at it visually as an astrologer. Jupiter, the planet of expansion, opportunity, the feel-good planet. Jupiter's always the good stuff, is in Virgo. So again, this really emphasizes this Virgo thing. A lot of issues around food. No GMOs, eating natural, organic. I did see finally that in India they've outlawed Monsanto.
Wonderful.
Which is a huge victory. Taking care of the body, being in the body. The body really is the spiritual vehicle, right? And being accountable. That's Jupiter and Virgo. So also the planet Neptune, which is the planet of spirituality, of dreams, of that dream of world peace where we know we're all one,
Yeah.
where we all get back to the source, where we're all blissed out, is opposite Jupiter and Virgo.
Right.
And they're all in this tight, what they call a square. They're all at 90-degree angles. So this is really the feature for this year. Okay. We've gone through those cardinal crosses, still in effect, Uranus and Pluto. So the difference, the gap between reality and the dream
Right.
is what's really acute. So, people have to walk their talk. That's Saturn and Sagittarius, right? If you can't make it real, then it's not real. It'll fade away.
Well, it's interesting that you're talking about that because what's been happening at that channel is we've been having discussions about professionalism versus authenticity. And it seems to me that this is a time for people to face their fears and get super real with themselves.
Absolutely.
I don't know why.
Well, that's part of it. I feel like these archetypes, the planets, which the Greeks, are a foundation of Western civilization, is based on Greek mythology. We're gods. We're goddesses. And so you would talk to them. They were real. They would come to you. You would give obeisance to them, like in India where they still, they have altars, you do the mantras, you pay your respects. In China, they do the same thing. So we need to reintegrate that into our lives, really feeling that those planets, the archetypes, those symbols are alive, and actually they're working through us.
Okay. Now, another thing is that things are changing. That people are waking up, you might say, and what is actually true out there for big businesses and big corporations is that sometimes these multimillionaires or whatever, they consult astrologists.
Oh, for sure.
Okay?
Yes.
They see the power or the value in checking out all of what happens to be happening.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Yeah.
So you've given us a rundown on April, you've given us a rundown on the year.
Right.
And now me and Hugh are wondering, we have a special request of you, tara-greene, at tara-tarot.com, www.taratarot.com.
Yes.
If you would
Yes.
give that channel an astrological forecast.
Okay. That would be great, and it's my pleasure. And actually, I just did for a big PR firm last week, one of their employees was leaving, and I did a whole thing about the company and the president, and they were like just totally floored. And there is that famous quote by that millionaires don't use astrologers, but billionaires do. That's J.P. Morgan. So I think all of the top corporations have used astrologers, but they never told anybody.
Plus the Queen does too, I think.
Yeah,
doesn't she?
Yeah. I think the people in the know have always used astrologers, like it was done traditionally for kings, queens. Queen Elizabeth had a court astrologer.
Right. Queen Elizabeth has an astrologer. Hugh
you
Riley
guys can too.
Has an astrologer.
Okay, so what we have here, Hugh gave me a date, which was what, the URL date? Was that what it was?
Of the .com, yeah.
Okay, so anything can have a birth chart. So what we have here is he's given me May 15th, 2007. So that makes that channel a Taurus. And so Taurus is very earthy, very sensual, very practical, kind of very humble in a way, but it's all about the arts. Taurus is ruled by the planet Venus. It's about artistic creativity, stopping to smell the roses, you know what I mean? It's very kind of, we're going to think about it, we're going to move slow, but we're going to be really sure of ourselves, okay? All right. So Taurus is about money, values, beauty. The moon is also in Taurus, so that gives you a double Taurus energy. So the moon is always your instincts, your feelings, again, your values. Your values are super important. And they're based on, Taurus is a very ancient sign. They used to worship bulls. It's the sign of the Pleiades.
Holy cow.
Yeah. So it's really about values, what you have, resources. Taurus is resources. So it's about embodying the resources of all of these creative energies, I would say.
And values really are our biggest resource here.
Yeah,
that's why we have so many awesome
and very clear
clients.
values. Clear values, okay?
Come back.
Yeah. Okay. You've got Mercury in Gemini. Mercury in Gemini is how you communicate, how you think, what your message is, and Mercury rules Gemini. So it's all about communication, and it's all of these planets, the sun, the moon, and the sun and the moon are called planets, are in the 10th house of your career. So where you're going to be known in the world for your ability to talk, to communicate, opposite Jupiter and Sag. So Jupiter and Sag is the sign of, again, truth, honesty, ethics, transparency, things that are exotic, spirituality, philosophy.
Sounds like us.
Sounds like you guys, right? So there you go. Now, you have Mars at 0 degrees Aries. So actually today, the moon just crossed your Mars, okay, and Venus is there. So this is an archetypal new beginning for you this year. Today, see, there's no mistakes. That's why I'm here.
Feels like.
Yeah,
wow.
Today, for the next year and a half or so. So Mars at 0 degrees Aries, that's the first degree of spring. That is the spring equinox. That's the most powerful point in the zodiac because that's where all the fire comes in to light up life. That's the Big Bang. 0 degrees Aries is like, that's the explosion that starts everything. So that's a really great place to have Mars. Mars rules Aries.
All right.
That's fantastic. Okay, that's good. You got two planets in very, very well placed. You've got Venus in Cancer. So Venus in Cancer is all about nurturing people. You're going to take care of them. You want them to feel like they're at home. Okay, so you're going to mother them. You're going to feed them. You're going to treat everybody like they're your children. So it's a very compassionate, very safe. You want people to feel safe. You want to contain them. You want to feed them. Okay,
we do.
And you feed them information actually because Venus is in the 11th house. Okay, you've got Saturn. Saturn and Leo right on the ascendant. So this establishes you as somebody who's an authority.
Yeah.
Who's serious, that's got longevity, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Leo is the sign of kings and queens, but it's also the sign of the heart.
Right.
So Leo rules the heart. It's the symbol of the child. So there may be some kind of like childlike innocence.
Well, this is the thing, as I've always seen Hugh Riley as a benevolent leader, very solid, and also like somebody who never really grew up.
Yeah. So there's that kind of childlike innocence and naivety. It's like, yeah, and we want to play. So, it's Leo, the 5th house. We want to play. We want to have fun. It's about creative self-expression. But you're going to be seen, you're going to last. That's what Saturn and Leo is about. It's about staying power.
That's what we want to know. We want to know.
Staying power.
We're feeling like it is a new beginning here, which is why I asked if you could do this reading for us. Yes,
perfect.
Continue.
Okay, so you've got Chiron, the wounded healer, right opposite your Saturn, okay, and conjunct to your Neptune. So, and it's in Aquarius. So it's about your message, which is to bring that healing balm. Chiron is the shaman. I've really changed my mind about calling it the wounded healer. All shamans are usually wounded. They usually have to survive a near-death experience to be healed, to be able to heal themselves. You got to heal everybody else. So you have that shamanic. You go out into the world as intellectual revolutionary shamans. That's your message. It's Aquarius. It's about we're all in this together. It's very inclusive. Higher consciousness, higher mind, freedom. You're going to do it your own way.
I'm down with that. We are intellectual revolutionary shamans.
There you go. Okay. And
That's our
dreamers.
tagline.
And dreamers, So, you may say we're dreamers, but we're not the only one. You want everybody else to join you in that dream.
This is great time.
Yeah. Okay, so your North Node, this is called your highest spiritual goal, is in Pisces. Again, very compassionate, spiritual, all-inclusive, blissful, creative, connected to Uranus. So again, you guys are revolutionary, kind of different. We're going to shake up the airwaves. We're on a higher consciousness level. We'll just wait for people. You've got Saturn there, so that's patient. Saturn, we'll just wait for everybody else to kind of catch up to where we're at. But we want to be on the cutting edge, and we're going to keep being on the cutting edge because that's who we are. That's what we do. We're going to transform people through our message, right?
That's right.
Okay. And you've got Athena, the goddess of wisdom, right on your North Node. So Athena...
Ouch.
She wears that owl on her shoulder, right? So Athena is like, the warrior goddess, right? We're talking about warrior goddess days today. That feminine wisdom, the owl is always the symbol of seeing in all directions, night vision, again, shamanic, dreams, working with all that kind of energy. So very metaphysical, I would say.
And also, I would say that Hugh, when he works with women like myself or other women, he's always very equal. He's always very egalitarian. We don't have a lot of gender power plays going on here.
Yeah. So most of the energy in this chart is above the horizon. So again, this is... We've got the siren going off there.
Nobody can hear those sirens, Tara. It's
You can't hear them? Okay,
Nobody
I can hear them. Okay. So then all the energy in the chart is above the horizon. That means you're very outgoing. You're out there to reach the public. You've got Pluto and Sagittarius right on the galactic center. So again, Pluto in astrology represents the soul, or the deep unconscious, psychology, and also the collective unconscious. The collective unconscious is what creates this image, like in the...
We want to know everything but the deep psychology. We're just not... No, we don't
so
know
what
what
Pluto,
keep that suppressed.
Okay, what Pluto represents, the soul, or the collective consciousness, So connected to the galactic center. The galactic center is the black hole at the center of this galaxy, and it's kind of like a wormhole. It's like where all the highest consciousness, the souls come and go through. That's what the Mayans believe. And so you have Pluto there. So you've got a direct connection. It's like you're channeling that energy. So everybody who is connected to this place has to really trust that they can tap into that, or the people that are listening to it will also get that message, even ever so subtle as it may be. They're going to feel it on some level.
I agree.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
And that's part of your creative expression. So, so actually you're going to have Saturn right on your Jupiter by transit.
I'm not going to get pregnant.
No.
All right.
As long as you don't take the bus.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So wait a minute. Saturn's on my Jupiter.
No. For this chart, the planet Saturn is going to connect with Jupiter. Okay. That only happens once every 29 years. So for this birth chart, for that channel, it's right at the end of this year. That's a very positive thing because Saturn, is solid. It's the resources, it's the stability, and Jupiter expands. So it's a really nice balance of I work hard and I play hard.
Yeah.
And so Saturn will give you that kind of legitimacy.
That's what we're looking for.
That's what you want, legitimacy.
Everything.
Yeah.
We've got everything.
We've got everything going here.
We just need the legitimacy.
Yeah. So it's coming. Slowly it's coming. So just hang in there. And, keep dreaming. You've got Neptune in the 7th house here. So that's great.
Excellent.
So that's pretty good.
That is amazing, Tara. Thank you very
You're welcome.
much.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we're not finished yet, though.
No.
We got some cards down here.
Okay.
And I know you do the numerology as well. I don't know if we're going to get into that.
Oh, yeah, the numerology. Okay, the numerology of this chart, actually.
Okay, so now, before we carry on, if somebody wants this...
Yes.
What you just did for that channel, because that was a very... that was an extremely... you made it easy for me to understand.
And I know you just did it quick.
I did it really quick.
That was a lot of information. And this is what will happen if somebody goes to your website.
Well, if you want to get a reading, an astrology reading, and I always do the astrology, whether I'm doing the tarot or anything, because this to me is like... a psychic. It's like a mandala. This is how I tune into people these days. So it's not just knowing all the planets and where they are. It becomes like an intuitive tool. So I read people's energies through this chart now.
You're going to do someone's chart, and that's going to build up an energetic relationship.
Absolutely.
Which is going to allow you to do stuff like this even better.
So that's why I do it over the phone. I do it for people all over the world. And so, yeah, I will have this chart. I will send the chart to people. I do relationship charts. So you want to look at what's going on in the relationship, or somebody just emailed me, will I pick a wedding day for them? That's what astrologers do. That's a specific type of astrology called electional astrology.
Just quickly, so the fireman in Minneapolis is going to fall in love with me. Is that right? I'm going to take that as a yes.
Yeah. Okay. So actually, that channel has a numerology. It's a master number. It's number 11.
Now, where'd you get that from?
Okay.
What?
So when you add up, it's an 11. Yeah.
We are a master number.
Yeah.
Wait, but where'd you get that 11
so
from?
Numerology. So what you do is you add up the month, date, and year, right?
Yeah.
Which is 5/15/2007, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
And you get 2027, and you reduce it. You add up all those numbers.
I see.
And you get 11.
Yeah.
So 11 is what's called your personality number, a master number, and the number 2. And the number 2 is the soul of that channel, which is called the High Priestess. So it's very feminine, very intuitive, very much about balancing the two parts of the brain, the masculine and feminine. So,
Wow. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
Yeah. So do you want me to do you're asking about this fireman.
Okay, this is, all right. This is the thing, everybody. I know that you can use astrology to make your business better, to improve your family life and everything else, but you know why I want to use it, right? Because I want to know if this fabulous man that I have met on the internet, and that's no way to find out anything, ladies. You want more information? Like, you want to go to www.tara-tarot.com so you can really find out if he wants you. This is what I want to know.
Okay. All right.
Are we well matched? I meant not does he want me. That's
okay.
I mean.
So the important thing about a tarot reading also is the question, how
Okay.
you ask the question. That's
All right.
very important. So, yeah, you have to phrase it in a way that's kind of open-ended and be clear about that.
I'm going to take
okay?
this super seriously, and I'm going to ask a question like this. I would like to know if I have a future, whether it be a friendship or beyond that, with David William Carson.
Okay. All right. So what you need to do is to take the cards, you need to shuffle them really well.
Okay.
Using your left hand.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the only tricky part, but I ask you to do this because this helps you to tap into your intuitive side, usually your non-dominant side, okay?
Do I have a non-dominant side?
Well, you might be ambidextrous, but anyway, we're going to ask you to do it that way. Are you ambidextrous? Because then you get to do both.
I
right?
sort of am, actually.
Okay, well, that's good. That's
Because my brother was left-handed, and I wanted to kind of be like my brother for a while.
All right.
I actually feel like I'm done
Okay, good. So if you could divide them into 3.
with my left hand
Yeah.
again.
When is your birthday, Penny?
April Fool's Day.
April
1962.
Fool. Okay. So the Fool, is the first card in the tarot and the wisest one, Okay, and then put them back together into one, however you like. Okay. We have all these beautiful crystals here. Also, so this is nice energy to do this reading. Okay. So April Fools. Okay. All right. So let's see what we got here. Okay. So the tarot is a very ancient system of enlightenment. It's a path of enlightenment made up of 78 cards. And I use this, this is called the Thoth deck. It's a very well used deck, you can see. And so the tarot is made up of 22 major arcana, or trumps. Trumps means triumph, actually. So tarot cards, as we know, come from Italy in the Renaissance, but it's a very ancient system. So the 22 archetypes are powers that pre-exist, that help you. They're like angels, kind of moving you.
I was going to
What?
move them.
Do you want to move them? Okay.
No, that's right.
All right, so let's see what we got here. So I believe that you actually have all the answers, Penny. So that's in your higher self and your unconscious, okay? And this is really the map of what you already know, okay? So you have 2 major cards in this reading. And of course, the number 2 is about that high priestess, the symbol of the high priestess in general. The moon, your intuition, your women's feelings, your dreams. Do you dream about this person?
I don't dream much anymore. I
Okay.
work too hard and then I just pass out.
You pass out. Okay. So balance. The 2s are all about balance and always about communication. So it is about relationships in general. Okay. Now, you have the symbol here of the Empress. So the Empress is Venus. So again, Venus is the goddess of love, of beauty, of harmony, of relationships. So she's what you're thinking about. Okay. And also, you need to embody her energy. So she's, you're an Aries, so you are
Yeah.
that very fiery, passionate. I haven't looked at your chart, but, Aries
Yeah.
women are very independent. You know what you want, you go get it.
Yeah.
Okay? Whereas Venus is totally the archetypal feminine. She's the goddess, so she's so beautiful. Everybody just comes to her.
Yeah.
The women actually have all the magic there. So you just kind of wait for them to come to you. Okay? Now, so the cards are saying the only thing that's going on here is you're thinking about it too much.
Right.
There's too much head stuff, okay?
Yeah.
And you're getting into your head and you're thinking about it too much. And you need to change that energy if you want this to move forward, okay?
Right.
All right, so you have the card here that's referencing this whole energy. It is the card of Leo, traditionally. Again, a fire sign.
Yeah.
Passion, drive, energy, excitement, okay? It's usually called strength in the tarot.
Yeah.
It is number 11. In the tarot, 11 and 8 are interchangeable, but we'll just say in this deck, it's strength. So holding the strength of your heart,
Yeah.
holding that focus, it's will. And
Yeah.
Leo is will,
Okay.
In my deck, it's called lust.
Right.
So it's about your lust for life. This is a passion, a big passion, okay? But you can't think about it.
All right.
You have to it's just started, okay? It's relating to Aries energy, like today. It is changing. You have to keep the communication going. The cards are saying it's starting. There is a new emotional beginning.
Okay.
And you have to be clear that you're not going into this with all your old baggage about the ones that didn't work.
Yeah.
That's really important. There's still a stuck kind of energy there.
Yeah.
I mean, it is all new beginnings in terms of communicating,
Well, it's always
thinking.
difficult, right? Whenever
Yeah.
you start a new relationship, you're always trying to consider what might have happened because you don't want that to happen again.
Right.
But what you're saying is that means staying in that energy is not going to benefit.
No, that's really what's going to hold it up, or you're afraid, what if this one doesn't work?
Right.
Okay? And the cards are really,
It's not an if.
yeah.
Right.
So it's very important, that cleansing of all the old past relationship stuff is very important before you can really be open to going into a new relationship.
Is there some sort of past relationship Lysol that I could just spray myself with?
That's a great idea. I think I have to put that out in the market because this is something that I really encourage women to do. You have to energetically, spiritually, emotionally cleanse yourself. I mean, men have to do it too, but women are much more vulnerable to this, being the Venus, being that receptive,
Yeah.
and it's important. So it's a conscious, in that way it says if you make that conscious effort to release all that, and again, really I would think it would be about a ritual, a ceremony, and if there's crying.
Yeah, I was thinking about a cleansing bath.
A cleansing
When you
bath
said
is
that, and
perfect.
just- and then,
Lavender, rose
let
petals.
it all go down the
That's
drain.
right. You let it all go down the
Everything
drain.
I was.
And I would do that in sync with the harmony of the moon, with the planets. There's going to be a new moon tomorrow in Aries, by the way. So that would be a perfect time. A new moon is a new beginning.
All right.
Pretty powerful new moon. Okay.
He's pretty awesome, so I'm going to do whatever
Yeah.
rituals are required.
Yeah. To let it go because you're kind of stuck in this.
I am. I do. I'm 54,
Yeah.
and I tend to feel like my experience counts for something,
Right.
and maybe it doesn't.
Well, it does. That's you. That's your own inner critic there.
Okay.
Okay.
More positive self-talk, Lalo.
Yeah. No, I think you have to let go of that. And that's really what this time is about. So, like I said, when Mars goes back into Scorpio, that's going to be time to really go deeper and really release all of the old past stuff that's holding people back so we can move forward.
I will do my best.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Is that it? I mean, that's good, right? That's good, Lalo. It's still looking good for Minnesota.
Well, the thing is that you can go online and like go to a bunch of astrology horoscope things that are just going to tell you positive things. Or you can go see someone like Tara.
Yeah, I mean, I have
might push you to have to look at yourself, to do some healing that might actually help your life.
Actually come up with a strategy, a personal strategy.
Yeah, and I do work with people. I do help people. I do guided meditations. I give them rituals. Excuse me. I help people to work on an individual basis because it's very much what Penny needs, you know, what she needs right now, what's going on in her life if she wants to move forward. And it is all about change, and it is all about moving forward, and it is about having that relationship.
And women need to realize that it's the learning process with their relationship with the man that is the important part, not just the man. So I'm glad you reminded me.
Oh, it's always about yourself.
Yeah.
You need to be in the feminine.
Yeah.
That's the symbol of the Empress there, you know. She's the feminine. And you've got both. So these are both strong feminine symbols. Okay.
I need to soften up my
Yes, that's right.
self.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you need to love yourself.
Yeah.
You know, I know it's that Justin Bieber song right now, but it's on a positive level. You know, all those pop songs are spiritual songs.
I just
on
can't
another
believe
level.
you listen to Justin Bieber.
No, well, I can't help. I've got an 18-year-old daughter, you know, so that's why. But everything that's out there is still very spiritual. It's the way you look at it. It's the way you interpret it. It's always about, for anybody, a man who wants a relationship too, he's got to do his own internal work. You have to get into that sense of being the beloved, you know, like Rumi, right? You have to work on yourself, you know.
Okay.
Now, Tara, I
Yes.
just want to, before we go here, and we've given out the website, we put it up on on the thing, but 2016, people are paranoid. They're thinking there's going to be an economic collapse or a World War III or all that stuff. But you, knowing this, what's happening in the sky, what do you say?
Okay, I have to say it is very crazy this year. And as far as being a psychic, you know, when people were not as conscious, it was much easier to say, yes, this is going to happen. But now, because there's more consciousness, more energies, and all of that shifts every possibility, it's like seeing all the dimensions at once. Yes, I do believe there will be an economic collapse, and that may be necessary to really wake people up. That's not something to be afraid of. I think if you're living kind of honest to yourself and simplifying your life, and then you're going to be fine, and people are going to have to learn how to do this. We are in a revolution. I think, you know, Bernie Sanders is really nailing it. You know, of course, in the States, they're afraid of that word. It's a personal revolution. It's a internal revolution. I think it's good.
Excellent.
I think it's really good, actually, and we are growing, and we are being more conscious, and, you know, like, I'm just amazed at what's going on in the world. You know, I really am. I think it's great.
All right.
Well, that's actually good news, no matter what happens. So
Yes.
that's great, Tara. Thanks for coming in and
All
doing
right,
this
thank
today.
you.
Thank
My
you so
pleasure.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll have you again.
My pleasure. Thank
Okay.
you.
Excellent.
Okay.
We'll see
All
you
right,
again
thank
on
you.
that channel.
All right. Bye.